No, wait, no, 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 no!
Hey, what's up? It's been a while since I last uploaded a video. Anyways, welcome to my first video in years. As you have read through the title, this video is gonna be a review of Splinter Cell Blacklist, a game that came out 9 years ago. Almost a decade. Can you believe that? I started playing this game last year, and looking back now, Blacklist isn't so bad. And besides, a new one's coming out, which is the Splinter Cell remake. So I figured it's best to review this game so Ubisoft could see their flaws back then and fix it in the remake. And also because I wanted to do a review, and because I haven't been uploading for years and wanted to stop neglecting this channel. As you may know, which you don't, I'm quite a Splinter Cell fan. I played all the Splinter Cell games except Double Edition.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Because it's a terrible PC port, and Pandora tomorrow because I can't buy the game. Don't worry, I'm planning to put on the pirate hat someday. Splinter Cell Blacklist was the game that after its release, the franchise never saw the light of day ever again. That is until 2021, as the Splinter Cell remake is right now in development. Blacklist was developed by Ubisoft Toronto, a studio which was known for making a lot of shitty games, but sometimes good ones. Apparently, the reason why they're not making any more Splinter Cell games, well, before 2021, was apparently Ubisoft was afraid what the fans would react. But I doubt it. I think it's because they don't think the game would sell. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, Far Cry were the trends of gaming at that time, so being a greedy company they are, Ubisoft would rather stay away from franchises that makes the least money and milk the shit out of the others. But Ubisoft came back later on last year to make Splinter Cell remake. What I'm guessing is that more people noticed the franchise last year, and Ubisoft decided it's gonna be a good call to try remaking the first game. I thought their ability to make good remakes, as we've all seen the shitty things they've done this year, but I'll be talking about that for another day. I mean, another video. Splinter Cell Conviction was the first game to change the gameplay of the original Splinter Cell. Its new style of gameplay wasn't really fully fleshed out, but it eventually did in Blacklist. And I see you asking why Ubisoft changed the gameplay so drastically. The reason was that games like I said, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Prince of Persia, etc., the hype for those games were overshadowing Splinter Cell, so the developers of Ubisoft decided to change the gameplay to completely let it fit in with the industry while not straying too far from the original gameplay that made it special. From the Shadow-unlike gameplay to just literally a John Wick game adaptation, and now we have Blacklist, a sequel to Conviction. This time Ubisoft decided to bring in Ubisoft Toronto to make the game, and we got Richard Dansky and Matt Lennon as the new writers for this game. Do I prefer David Michaels? I guess we'll see how good these guys did.
Man, where should I start? Splinter Cell Blacklist gameplay is amazing. Sure, the gameplay wasn't as slow-paced as the old games, but looking at the game by itself, I think not only Blacklist has the most innovative gameplay, it actually has the best gameplay in the whole franchise. The takedown animations, the guns, the armors, this game is packed with so many more features than any other Splinter Cell. The first Splinter Cell focuses mainly on hiding in shadow and staying away from combat. That was what Splinter Cell is back then, but then there's Conviction. Its new gameplay changed Splinter Cell because it was so different. There's still that hiding in shadow type of gameplay, but this time you get to have that John Wick kind of playstyle. Takedowns are more brutal, even more. Using mark and execute made the game just more fun and satisfying to kill everyone, though it did stray a little too far from what Splinter Cell has always been like. Now in Blacklist, it's still the same shit, but with more takedown animations, more gadgets, better gameplay, cooler animations, more climbing, more co-op. Oh wait, you can't, cause Ubisoft shut down the servers like years ago. Thanks guys. More waves, fewer checkpoints. Sam Fisher in Blacklist is not Sam Fisher. For me, Sam's like Kratos. He's wise, calm. But this new Sam is no different than a stubborn 30-year-old newbie who has anger issues. Even if Michael Ironside is absent, Ubisoft could have at least found any actors with a voice that sounds somewhat like him. Sam in Blacklist for me is too arrogant, provocative, and stubborn. I feel like the writers don't even know anything about Sam's personality when they started writing the scripts. There's a lot of moments he gets out of temper easily. Having bricks saving his ass when he's poisoned is one of them.
That's an order! Get off of me! Done, Bryce. That was your last mission.
His character in this game is completely going against the OG Sam Fisher. One more big problem is the new actor we got, Eric Johnson. Even though he did a good job on acting, he's just simply too young for the role. The worst part was that even though Ironside didn't take part in Splinter Cell Blacklist because he was diagnosed with cancer, it's understandable that he kept it a secret so fans won't get depressed. But Ubisoft decided to go step in and made probably the worst excuse. They said he's not in the game because he's not physically capable. He could have thought of a better excuse, but that's just a slap in the face for Ironside. Has he not been the face of Sam Fisher for like 20 years now? As for side characters, let's start with Charlie. Charlie's smart, young, and talented. Guy's really good at picking up intel and pretty damn good at hacking too. He's not a very likable character though. He made a joke about Sam's daughter.
Sarah, she's still single, right? No? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Stop hacking base IT, we're guests here.
Even then, he's pretty competent on many missions and was able to help dig out many important intels,
I pulled the NCTC data on all major US cities.
which gave a strong impact through the story, though he's still not a very likable character.
Weird, right? Because usually the CIA tries to keep their Middle East ops super obvious.
And there are also times when he fucked up, like failing to prevent a hack.
They executed a soldier. They left a tablet behind.
What the hell just happened?
Don't look at me.
How'd the engineers get a virus on my plane?
We'll do the forensics and get you some answers. Charlie.
The virus. I found the source. It was executed when we gutted the tablets and picked up in Rio.
That's impossible. The system
I streamlined a couple of security protocols. I was just trying to boost operating speed.
You let it infect the system? That's how they found us in Mexico.
No, there wasn't. When we were on the ground, I contacted a former associate with the cartel. The engineers had a bounty on us. He must have rolled on me for a cut.
Charlie, why did you
He also had his flaws, and there are many times he fucked up. He brags a lot, but on the other side, Charlie tried the best to help the team.
I never did.
Thanks.
You asked. You don't listen to anyone. You think you know everything. You treat your work like a game.
Are we done?
No, we're not. You know what bothers me the most about you, Charlie? You're good at your job. The only thing standing between Sadiq and the world is this team. I can't afford to have Sam throwing you off this plane.
I'm sorry.
Then find a way to make it up to us.
Even going with Sam to help capture Sadiq in the final mission, going against the President's order.
The Air Force has orders to fire on anything on approach to Denver.
We have to get to Denver and take Sadiq out. I can't do this on my own.
Go for Denver.
Go for Denver.
Despite the actor swap and a massive change in gameplay compared to the originals, somehow Ubisoft was able to attract almost everyone that played the game. Let's look at the first Splinter Cell. This game focuses not only mainly on stealth, but almost only on stealth. Sure, there was a few forced action sequences, but ultimately it was a fully stealth game. That's why some people are divisive over the game, because not everyone were fans of the stealth genre. And then there's Blacklist. This game not only modernized Splinter Cell, but it was able to pull both the stealth and non-stealth fans together. Or most of them. But despite the effort to change so many aspects of the game for the better, Splinter Cell Blacklist still made an underwhelming amount of copies. Yes, the reason is pretty obvious. Having Michael Ironside replaced is a pretty bad idea. See you at the next cameo, Mike! And then, like I said, the huge change in gameplay. But there's one reason in particular that I think is one of the most important for a Splinter Cell game. And it's the feels. When you play Splinter Cell, it feels like you're walking on a London street at night. The chilly air, the ambient noise when you sneak around, it's cozy, and that's what I think is the best part about Splinter Cell. The atmosphere. But when you play Splinter Cell Blacklist, it feels completely different. You're not that sneaky spy you've always been. It's no longer nighttime, and now instead of playing Sam Fisher with funny, sarcastic humor,
Going to shoot myself. Not in the face.
you're now a hot-headed, stone-faced 20-year-old out to murder every bad guy. Or not them out. It doesn't feel like infiltrating a base anymore. It feels like you're sneaking straight into a battlefield, but the side you're on is yourself versus 10 more dudes. That's not Splinter Cell. It's John Wick Simulator with a Splinter Cell skin.